Damn, honestly, guys, I just feel so sad and I just feel so dejected. I'm kind of lost for words, honestly. Another defeat. We've seen our team spend over 600 million signing some of the top talents and prospects, but to this day, we still don't look like a football team. We still don't look like one, and today we lost to a football team. And like, this season just makes no sense to me now, because this Southampton team had manager after manager. They've signed tons of players themselves as well too. How are they looking like a much better team than us, than what we can do, considering the talent we have in this team? This is on Graham Potter today, and listen, if you guys have been watching me, and you watch these match reviews in particular, you know I criticise Graham Potter when I see mistakes, and I don't shy away from that. Just because my conclusions to what I'm witnessing and seeing doesn't align with my criticism on a game-by-game basis, doesn't mean that I'm going to shy away from reality that is literally hitting my eyes in 4K, yeah? And the thing is, we ain't looking like a team. And you know what? I have to blame Potter for this again. And I'm saying this quite a lot this season. I blame Graham Potter for this first half, because when I saw that lineup, I don't know if it's just like naivety. It must be naivety for myself at this point, because I saw that lineup and I thought, surely if you're making so many rotational options and changes in the team, these guys must have been showing something in training, that there must be a reason behind why. Like, we don't have a game for another week. So it's not like we have a game in a few days time where, you know, we're forced to make so many rotational changes in the team. That is not the case at all. And we absolutely wasted 45 minutes, because this 45 minutes in the first half was the worst 45 minutes of this season. We did not look like a team. We looked like strangers. We looked like individuals on the field. And I'm just thinking to myself, Graham Potter, you feel confidence from the boards and you were hired to build a project. But this one criticism I've been saying time and time again throughout the season is, where is the consistency? What was with all these changes and swaps non-stop in this team? It doesn't make sense today at all. I mean, for God's sake, that first half lineup, how many games have these guys played together? This was a brand new back four. You know, it's the first time Enzo and Kovra have played together. The first game Fofana's playing up front. Fofana isn't a striker that's bringing guys into the game. He's someone that runs in behind. He wants to, you know, carry the ball. He wants to run at his opponents. How do these guys complement each other in the team? And I feel so stupid for just thinking that, I feel so naive for thinking that there was a plan with that lineup. And I have to blame Graham Potter again. Like, considering that there's no pressure on you and you're going to be here in the long term. The long term, yeah? What you're showing right now is looking like a lot of severe lack of confidence right now. A severe lack of understanding. You know, I'm not going to blindly back anyone. You know, I like to be logical. You guys know that I'm about my perspective, but I'm not an idiot and I don't do blind faith for no one. For the sake of conversation, I'm not going to ask you guys to put this in the comments here, just for the sake of conversation. But if we were looking at a new manager, who is a manager you'd want to see that we could realistically get for this season? I'm just curious to see people's thoughts and comments. Please comment below, because I want to get an understanding and gauge how you guys are feeling, because honestly, that first half of football was an absolute disgrace to the highest degree. You know, I saw no understanding, no connections. You know what summed it up? We saw like 3 different tactical changes in 45 minutes, man. And you know who summed up the most? That made it so obvious that nothing was working. We wasted João Felix. The guy played behind the striker, up front, on the left, on the right. Like, this isn't displaying a lack of confidence and a lack of understanding of a game plan. Because these guys that lost today, and I can't blame the players. For this result today, I cannot blame the players. We saw their reaction in the second half. It was desperation. It was individualism throughout this game today. There was no team understanding, no passing flows, passing passages of play. No connections, nothing like that. It's literally individuals on the field. And it's just like, I need to question now, what exactly is being worked upon in the training ground? Because at least let's see a bit of something for the future games. Like, we saw good halves versus West Ham, a good second half versus Dortmund, and it's like we've gone back to square one again. And it's frustrating, and I'm starting to feel like it's not good enough, to be fair. I'm starting to feel like it's not, because it's constantly 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Like, where is the momentum? How is this going to work, man? Oh my God, I can't blame the players today, because at least these men were trying to make something happen. But, I mean, bro, compare us to Southampton. Southampton had a game plan, the way they pressed us further up the field, how they defended in numbers as a team, as a unit, how they counter-attacked on the break as well too. A level of understanding far above us and beyond us at this point in time. I'm just thinking, surely with like these months of training, there's some like net positives that we're taking forward into future games. But in this game today, all of that was out the window. And you know, I feel like I need to reassess some thoughts and opinions and try and just look at what is actually happening right now, because some of the talent we have in this team, the talent, the quality in this team, I'm sorry. When I'm seeing a Southampton team who just, a new manager's first game in charge and they're instantly looking better than us, I'm not an idiot and I'm not a liar and I don't do blind agendas, yeah? That worries me a lot. That worries me quite a lot, yeah. Wow. Shambolic. And you guys know these types of reviews, I'm sure I come with some perspective, some understanding, but I didn't see none of that in the game today, honestly. I see the players and they look lost. They do look lost in the field. You know, we use every single attacking option we had on the bench. Just, it kind of seemed like blind hope and faith was being placed in these subs. Like, what was the real tactical, strategic move to really get us back in the game today? Like, did Madueke really have to get taken off for Raheem Sterling, who didn't really do anything in the game today? Madueke at least was looking bright and promising. What was the need for him to come off in this game today? I really don't know. I felt like we wasted João Felix throughout. He had no one to play off with, no connections, no link up. He looked lost on the field. João Felix is a great player. He should not be looking lost like this. I'm looking at guys on the left-hand side. Mason Mount today looked like a lost puppy. I mean, of course he's not like a lost puppy. What was the identity? What was the plan to break Southampton down? This is what I did not see today. I did not see what the tactical plan was. How are you going to target their weaknesses? How are you going to exploit Southampton at home? At home today? I didn't see that. I didn't know what it was. It was literally just inshallah football, where we're just hoping and praying to God that Southampton remember the bottom of the table and they self-impose so we can get back in the game. And when you're relying on your opposition, yeah, to mess up so you can get back in the game, that's not reassuring. That's not reassuring at all. I can't describe the dejection feeling, because it's just like, I'm now, only right now after this game, just this game, yeah, I don't know what we're going to be like in the next game. I mean, we got Spurs next. Right now, we're looking at so many teams above us. And I think one thing I've learned in particular this season is that money does not save you, yeah? Money is sort of the be-all and end-all. If you don't have the foundations or the structures or a plan that's being built and continued on game after game, then it means nothing. At the highest level, which the Premier League is, yeah? It's the highest level. I mean, for God's sake, how many times, let's use Mudryk as an example. Of course, he can pepper guys in the Ukrainian league. How many players have the pace and intensity to keep up? But in the Premier League, it's a different kettle of fish. It's literally the league of pace and power. You need something different. And what the players need is a game plan where they can start to build some understandings behind each other's games to try and break teams down. I mean, that second half, it was a valiant effort. It was a valiant effort. But what could these guys realistically do on the field without the framework there, without the system there? You know, it's literally just hope and pray type of football at this point in time. And considering we saw a few positives versus West Ham and then Dortmund, to put in this performance after that, as I keep reiterating, it's taking 2 steps forward and going 1 step back. I'm still someone where it's like, realistically, you could sack Potter right now. There's no outstanding option on the market that I would want to bring in to take over the team right now, realistically. If that was to happen, you're thinking next season. You're thinking next season realistically, yeah? It's not going to happen right now. What would we do? You sack Potter, you bring in an interim manager, and then what? I think realistically, the only way to try and get points right now is to go back to basics. It's literally just to defend and play counter-attacking football. Every time new managers come in to take over teams, they go back to basics. Why? So at least these guys can defend as a unit. At least you can make it easier for these guys to, at least improve offensively by simplifying the game, allowing them to play on the counter-attack. We have the options to do that. With all these training sessions, clearly, especially during the middle of the season, you can't rebuild a team. I've now just realised during the middle of a season when you're bringing in over 15, 16 players to your squad. I've never seen that happen in my life in football. And quite obviously, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. And it doesn't matter how many good players you have. If there is no framework, as I'm stressing, it's all mutz. It's all worth nada. And for me, the fact that Graham Potter made a double sub instantly, taking off Koulibaly, taking off Fofana as well too, showed me straight away he messed up and he knew it. He messed up and he knew it. We brought on every big gun we had from the bench. It wasn't enough. And it's not going to be enough at the highest level in the Premier League. We have to respect the Premier League. Now, this season in particular, I am respecting that if you want to be a team to challenge and win, you can't just spend money. It's a lot deeper. There's more details behind it. And I just think that is way too ambitious right now, thinking we're going to find this perfect attacking system that's going to utilise all the quality players we have in the middle of a season. It's not going to happen. I'm going to put my hands up right now. I'm more confident seeing us go back to square one. Basic football, defend as a team, stay deep, play on the counter-attack, because let's get some effing points, bruv. Let's get some effing points, because the more you keep losing, that has the net negative of just further adding de-confidence to the team and bringing them more bad form. The last thing I want to see is someone like Enzo Fernandez one day in the season just looking like a shadow of himself, because what can this brother do when the whole team is down in the muds? And just looking back now, and this is definitely hindsight I'm talking with right now, the first half, my God, it's a little bit amateur, not gonna lie. It's a little bit amateur. I mean, these brothers have not played together, for God's sake. It doesn't matter if you're playing Southampton who are bottom of the table. How are you going to get a win? We look lost. I can't describe how lost we looked on the fields. My Lord, bro. It's not good enough. Every chance we had was literally someone forcing something from nothing. There wasn't any team play behind creating chances or making moves. It was just peppering the keeper, praying something happens. And I've always said this on my channel over the years here. When you're relying upon hope and luck to get you through, you've lost the game. I'll say thank you to Kepa, because Southampton could have scored a few more goals today. You're looking at the mistake early in the first half from Badia. Of course, counter-attacks near the end as well too. Credit to Kepa for stepping up and showing a bit of something right now. Second half, Fofana, it's just a return from injury. He probably wasn't expecting to play today. Gave a great account of himself. I mean, having to play as a centre-back and then play as a makeshift right-back when Azpi was hit with a nasty injury. And my Lord, this is the same ref, yeah, that sent off João Felix, rightfully so against Fulham. That was dangerous play in the box. How is Mara not getting a red card? How is he not getting a red card? And how was it only 12 minutes added on when there was like over 5 subs made in total across both teams, and Azpi was down for at least 10 minutes. But this is the thing, and this is the only thing I agree with Graham Potter recently. You can't rely upon the refs and officials to get you, because you're relying on hope in those instances. And realistically, even if Southampton went down to 10 men, I mean, what football are we trying to play, really? Players were constantly over-dribbling. And when I see players over-dribbling or overdoing this or being forceful or playing desperately, it tells me something is not working. I'm not going to lie, I just can't be bothered to see things in a rational point of view right now. Maybe in another video, but that means I'd have to watch this game again, and I just don't know if I have it in me right now, you guys. Like, I was up right here coming back from holiday, and now the reality of this football club is really kicking me in the ass right now. I feel like I need to just end things right now, because there's nothing constructive I can really say today, my friends. Right now, man, the future's looking a bit bleak when there's not even any small glimpses of hope that we're seeing right now, so I'm going to wrap things up and keep things moving. I'm curious to see what Porter says after I record this. I'm not expecting too much right now. But yeah, I'm going to bounce, man, and just make something of this day. So you guys also do something this weekend, and yeah, see you soon.